Bonjour les étudiants. Hello students. Today I am giving you in the video for the week a grammar lesson. For some of you this will be 100% review. For some of you it will be more like 50% review. And for those of you for whom this is an introduction, that's fine too. This is a useful and honestly not too terribly hard because it is not too terribly different from English way to communicate in French. We're going to study effectively two associated with one another uh, uh, oh golly, verb tenses. I'm sorry. It's been kind of a long day. I'm doing this at the end of my day. But I am excited that you are going to learn this. You are going to do fabulously. You're going to just crush it. And so here we go. Le conditionnel et le passé antérieur. Une révision et peut-être une nouvelle leçon aussi. Donc, je parle d'abord du conditionnel. Le conditionnel. En anglais, nous conjuguons le temps conditionnel avec une construction telle que I would travel in the spring if the price for a ticket drops. They would eat the whole turkey if we served it to them. Notice that the word would is telling us not that you've done something with certainty, but if certain conditions prevail, you would participate in the activity associated with the verb. And the construct of the conditional tense in French is exactly the same intellectually. In other words, it's the same idea. And you will notice, though, that they don't have two separate words for would travel. We take the regular verb and we just smack would, sometimes could, which is also part of the conditional in English. We have this as a conditional tense. I'm sorry, I'm drinking a Rockstar. It's been kind of a difficult and emotional day. All's well that ends well. Okay, here we go. En français, le conditionnel opère ainsi. In French, the conditional operates this way. Avec un verbe régulier qui termine en ER, I take the infinitive and I add an ending, a suffix. So travailler is an irregular ER verb meaning to work. I think you know that. So I would say je travaillerai, tu travaillerais, il travaillerait, elle travaillerait, on travaillerait, nous travaillerions, vous travailleriez, il travaillerait, elle travaillerait. And again, this means I would work, you would work, he, she, or one would work, we would work, you would work, or y'all would work, he and she, plural, they would work. En français, le conditionnel opère ainsi avec des verbes réguliers qui terminent en IR. IR verbs. Blanchir means to bleach. It can also, like, to whiten your teeth. It can also mean to turn pale. But honestly, unless you're writing a gothic novel, you know, with like a mischievous count who kidnaps a virgin noblewoman, you're really not using blanchir that way that much. It's like, it's really for, you know, bleaching, or it's a cooking term as well. Blanchir. Je blanchirais, tu blanchirais, il, elle, on blanchirait, nous blanchirions, vous blanchiriez, il blanchirait, elle blanchirait. I'm just going to say this. I think that it would be a very good idea for you to practice this with the video more than once. The pronunciation is a little mouthy. It feels like a lot in your mouth, but once you've got it, your French becomes sort of rich and nuanced in a way that perhaps it wasn't. And words are power in every language. En français, le conditionnel opère ainsi avec les verbes réguliers qui terminent en RE. And vendre is a verb I imagine you know. Je vendrais, tu vendrais, il vendrait, elle vendrait, on vendrait, nous vendrions, vous vendriez, elle vendrait, il vendrait. Everybody would sell something apparently in this capitalist paradigm. May! It's not that big of a deal, honestly. My dog is here. It's like, what? What does the but stand for? Oh my goodness, she said but. Does this mean I get bacon? We will see if this means he gets bacon. He will eventually get bacon. Quant au verbe irrégulier, au lieu de mettre tout l'infinitif comme préfixe, le préfixe varie entre la racine de l'infinitif et une racine irrégulière. I will translate because this is a bit grammatically complex in terms of like what it's describing, and I'll talk about it, and then you will see it. You will just plain see it in a minute. So when it comes to verbs that are irregular, instead of putting all the infinitive of the verb, like travailler is to work, that's the infinitive version of the verb, and vendre, that is the infinitive construction of the verb. And so when you've got an irregular verb, though, le préfixe, the prefix, varie entre la racine de l'infinitive et une racine irrégulière. There are plenty of irregular verbs where I would use the whole verb, just like I would if it were regular. For instance, boire, which has irregularities in it. Je boirais is I would drink, and believe me, I would today. Or il sortirait is sortir, the verb to go out, to exit. He would exit. He would go out. Il sortirait de la maison. And it's the whole infinitive, just like the regular verbs. You don't actually feel any difference. But there are some exceptions, and I'm about to give you some of the exceptions. Voici quelques exemples où le temps conditionnel du verbe irrégulier ne sert pas de l'infinitif. So here are some versions of irregular verbs where you don't use the whole verb. You use another set of sounds together. So here goes nothing. En français, le conditionnel opère ainsi avec le verbe irrégulier être. You've probably seen this before, and you certainly remember if you're older than me. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. Yes, my dog is happy if I sing or make a noise, and he's included in the conversation. Anyway, être. We just use this ser, like que sera, sera from the Latin. Je serai, tu serais, il serait, elle serait, on serait, nous serions, vous seriez, il serait, elle serait. Notice too that this, if I am talking in the strictly future tense, in French, I would use the same root that you see here, la racine irrégulière, but I would add a slightly different ending so that you would know if I was saying I would be or I will be. Je serai président. I will be president. Je serai président. I would be president if I were, I don't know, running for office. Start there. That would be useful if you want to become president. And here we see that the verb avoir also has this irregular root. And so I wouldn't say je aurais, but j'aurais. Tu aurais. Il, elle, on aurait. Nous aurions. Vous auriez. Ils auraient. Elles auraient. You'll probably want to practice this more than once. It becomes useful for the second half of this lesson to know this particular conditional conjugation cold. And here we see with the verb aller, we also have a two-letter root. And here again, I wouldn't say je irai. I would say j'irai. Tu irais. Il irait. Elle irait. On irait. Nous irions. Vous iriez. Ils iraient. Elles iraient. And then for faire, to make, I beg your pardon, or to do, je ferai, tu ferais, il ferait, elle ferait, on ferait, nous ferions, vous feriez, il ferait, elle ferait. And notice again that with that the same irregular roots apply to future tense as well, with different endings. And then for the verb savoir, which means to know, I would use saur. Je saurais, tu saurais, il saurait, elle saurait, on saurait, nous saurions, vous sauriez, il saurait, elle saurait. And here we see pouvoir. Pouvoir, to be able to. We would say I can. The conditional for that in English is by itself could. I could dance all night, or I could have danced all night. Je pourrais, tu pourrais, il pourrait, elle pourrait, on pourrait, nous pourrions, vous pourriez, il pourrait, elle pourrait. If you're practicing pronouncing your R's in French, this is a very good verb for you to back up, rewind a little, and hear this again. Because if you can say this, you can say the letter R. Je voudrais. You've seen this in various lessons, I imagine. I would like. It's often in phrase books because it's much more polite than coming into a shop, like you go into a boulangerie in Lyon, and instead of saying, please, would you mind, I would like to buy some croissants, if you say, je veux des croissants, I want some croissants, you're being like, make it snappy, I'm in a bad mood, or maybe I'm just a rude and ugly American. But I'm never ugly. All right, je voudrais. I would like. Tu voudrais. Il voudrait. Elle voudrait. Nous voudrions. Vous voudriez. Il voudrait. Elle voudrait. Why do I have this twice? I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it again. I must have put it in twice by accident. I apologize. I don't know how I did that. Here goes nothing. Je voudrais, tu voudrais, il voudrait, nous voudrions, vous voudriez, il voudrait, elle voudrait. It is very commonly used, but I didn't mean to put it in twice. Sorry about that. Eh, not as big as the meh, but another thing. Il y a un autre temps conditionnel qui s'appelle le passé antérieur. There is another conditional tense that is called the we would say past conditional in English, but they say le passé antérieur. Here are some examples of this tense in English. We see it, and it really is constructed more or less the same in French. She would have bought the dress if the store had put it on sale. So notice that had and have are not the same in this sentence. Have bought would be roughly the equivalent of passé composé, but would have is a past conditional. And had is the approximate version of had put is a plus que parfait in French, pluperfect, we would say, meaning it has the past tense before the past participle in the ongoing past, or imparfait in French. I would have gone to Paris if they had invited me. You would have dropped out of school if your professor had been cruel to you. I hope I am never that. We would have eaten the donuts if they had served us coffee. The pastors would have sung on Sunday if the church had been open that morning. These are examples of this past conditional tense with a pluperfect clause that tells you what would have been the condition. And notice that I'm repeating myself here. Notice that all the clauses are in the past conditional and past perfect tenses. In French, that would involve both a past conditional and the plus que parfait tenses. Don't worry about looking this up. We're going to practice. I understand. I tell you the truth. Before I was actually teaching French, I knew how to conjugate all of these tenses. I just never really thought about, oh, is this plus que parfait or passé antérieur? What am I looking at? Because I didn't need to. I just needed to be able to speak, read, and write the French in a grammatically correct fashion. And so I did without worrying about grammatical terms. No one cares in France if you know the correct grammatical term if you're on a vacation. So let's take a look at what those same examples that I gave you in English would look like in French. Voici les mêmes exemples en français. Elle aurait acheté la robe si le magasin avait réduit le prix. Notice that I have aurait acheté. I don't say elle a acheté or elle avait acheté. I say elle aurait. She would have bought la robe si le magasin avait réduit le prix. If the store had reduced the price. I think I said if it were on sale, but this would be a good French way to say that. And then here, je serais allée à Paris si elle m'avait invité. I would have gone. And notice that aller is one of those verbs in the passé composé, which we conjugate with être. We've talked about this. Je suis allée à Paris. That's how I would say I've gone to Paris. Je serais allée à Paris is how I would say I would have gone to Paris. Si elle m'avait invité. So there you see how that would work grammatically. Vous auriez abandonné l'école si votre professeur avait été cruel. I'm sorry, I'm going to correct the typo in editorial post-production. Vous auriez abandonné l'école si votre professeur avait été cruel. No tous. I apologize. That was not so much a typo as an edito. I had plural professors, and I thought I've not done enough singular things here. Nous aurions mangé des beignets s'il nous avait servi du café. We would have eaten the beignets, the donuts, if they had served us coffee. Les curés auraient chanté le dimanche si l'église avait été ouverte ce matin-là. That morning then is how you say that morning, ce matin-là. So it's the same words. And what you see here is that I have um, given you the examples that you see. And I would have you notice that over and over again, the first half of the sentence has a past tense with a conditional tense as well. So in other words, instead of saying j'ai acheté la robe, I say j'aurais acheté la robe. I would have bought the dress. And the second half has an imparfait past participle with a imparfait auxiliary verb with a past participle. I think I've written this down for you in the next slide. Let's see. Notez que tous les exemples se servent des verbes auxiliaires en conditionnel et en imparfait avec des participes passés. That's what I said in English. Donc, votre devoir pour cette semaine, write this and type it and you can just cut and paste it into an email to me after our class meeting. I want us to go over the textbook when I see you. We had some textbook readings we really didn't go over, and I think that that would be useful to us. And I would like us to continue to read a bit more in the textbook this next class, because grammar is pretty dry to do in a class. But I will gladly answer questions about this, especially if you have not learned the conditional ever before. Bring it to class, and I will very gladly answer questions. I am trying to make this complicated syntax somewhat easy. I honestly think this is one of the more useful long-term videos. I would hang on to this link. I'm not going to take this video down from YouTube. You just keep watching this 1,000 times, and you will get to the place where you have got it down cold. Repetition is a very good trainer. Tell that to the person at the gym that I ignore. But seriously, this is a good thing. So here is your homework. Écrivez trois phrases en conditionnel. Write 3 sentences in the conditional tense. Voici un exemple. Here's an example. Il voudrait acheter une voiture neuve la semaine prochaine. He would like to buy a new car next week. So write 3 sentences that use a present tense conditional. Écrivez 3 phrases en passé antérieur. You really could end these sentences without going to the plus que parfait clause. Like I could simply say here, this example, I'll read it in its entirety and then I'll explain. I could end a sentence grammatically, but it makes more sense if I add the second half of it after the word si. Nous aurions lu le livre de Balzac s'il n'avait pas été si ennuyeux. We would have read the book by Balzac if it hadn't been so boring. But I could say simply, nous aurions lu le livre de Balzac. We would have read the book by Balzac. That is technically a correct sentence. It's just not as useful to you to learn the totality of this construction. And one of the things that I realized when I moved from advanced beginner to intermediate was that I had these conditional kinds of phrases under my belt. And when I could just kind of pop them off in a conversation and write them in a letter or a business document of some kind, I knew I was approaching fluency, if not thoroughly fluent. So I suggest to you that you practice this quite a bit. I think it will help your conversation quite a bit. And if anybody wanted to doubt your ability to speak a sophisticated French, my goodness, you sound very sophisticated when you've got this down cold. I will see you in class. We will have this discussion at greater length. We will read the book. Bring your book to class. We're going to look at the book a fair amount. I have this vague sense I promised you poetry. I'm sorry, this has been a very emotional week. All is well, that ends well, as I said. But if I promised you poetry, I will have to make that promise happen the following week. But in the meantime, I've got a ton of grammar here for you to learn. Watch this video more than once would be my advice. See you on the flip side. Bye-bye.